Hello and welcome back to another episode of Will You Survive, the podcast where we talk about survival techniques. I'm very unqualified to give such advice, but that's what we're here to do. And we generally take a horror movie. We've been on a zombie kick, and we're going to stick to that theme by doing Zombieland today. We kind of dissect the movie a little bit, talk about our favorite parts, and try to not be a movie review podcast, but kind of end up being that. I'm joined here by my co-host, Alex.
Hey, guys.
All right. First things first, I forgot. Here is yours. We have Twinkies.
Yes.
What are your general thoughts of Zombieland?
I thought it was a great horror comedy. I thought Woody Harrelson was fantastic. I loved the guy's what's his name? Jesse Eisenberg's rules for surviving Zombieland. One of my favorite rules that he came up with was double tap, because anybody who watches any kind of zombie flick knows that is one of the most frustrating things, is that every single zombie movie of old, there is a zombie that always gets back up and surprises you.
Yeah, it's kind of a cliche. It's something that has to happen in a zombie movie. Okay, something about Zombieland. Actually, before... I'll let you take a bite of yours first, actually.
What, not what you remember?
That's exactly it. It's not bad, but I haven't had a Twinkie in a very long time, and I remember better.
It's a Twinkie.
So Zombieland. You take it away. Go ahead.
Well, all of the first parts of it were great. I love how he starts out. I mean, of course, it's like Washington, D.C. There's nobody around. There's a zombie jumping over a car and attacking the cameraman, so it's a point of view shot. Camera falls to the ground and zombies eating him. Now, of course, you know that this is a comedy right off the bat when the zombie looks into the camera and just lets out this ferocious belch. And then he goes into the rules of surviving Zombieland. I think there's some things that make perfect sense. Cardio. I told you that. I run. I was a runner back in the day, so I run. It's definitely something you got to think of in a survival state. Any kind of apocalyptic state. How long do you think cars are going to last? You're going to have good cardio.
One of the coolest opening songs and opening sequences
Yeah.
in a movie. I love that opening sequence. It is so good.
Yeah.
All the slow-mo zombies, and then that's a Metallica song, right?
Well, wait. Are you thinking of Zombieland 1? The opening of Zombieland 1 is the electric guitar.
No, not that. I don't consider that the opening song.
So what's the opening song to you?
The opening song, I think that's the Metallica song. I think it's Metallica. I gotta look it up. Hang on, give us 1 second. Well, Zombieland. I'm pretty sure it's Metallica. I've looked this up. For whom the bell tolls.
Oh yeah.
That's a dope song.
Yeah.
One of the coolest.
Yeah. So what I thought was clever. I like the humor in when the zombies got intelligent, they started attacking you where you were vulnerable in the bathroom.
Yeah. You know, his fear of bathrooms is one of the funnier rules, but it's 1000% justified.
You're vulnerable. And it's hard to remember because most movies, most TV shows, everything, they always avoid the topic of going to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. That's
right?
how you know it's a comedy. They lean into it.
And hard, man. They just run with it. And then, of course, like his character, Jesse Eisenberg's character, has IBS. Could you imagine that?
I thought about that. I know a few people with IBS. There's absolutely no way they survive the apocalypse.
There's a lot of reasons why you think a lot of people you know and yourself won't survive the apocalypse.
It's because we spend so much time on the computer. We're not going to survive.
Well, look, you have plenty of books here, and there's a reason for reading. That will not go out when the power goes out.
Yeah, that's not gonna change my size. That's crazy how you think that's what. I'm not that dumb. I'm just not physical. I think you misunderstood.
Small sizes are good for a lot of things.
Yeah, not the initial outbreak. So here's the thing. I've said this. If I survive the initial outbreak for like 3 months, I'm fine. Once my brain snaps and I figure like my role in this new world, then I'll be good.
I don't think it'll be 3 months. I don't think it'll take that long, especially if you think about in the LA area, mass hysteria is going to break out. It's going to be no better word to use than apocalyptic.
I think if LA were to have a zombie invasion right now, I think there's a 50% chance I die from somebody on the street.
Wait. What do you mean by invasion? It's funny that you use that word right now.
I say invasion for a very funny reason.
Our government's talking about aliens.
I say invasion only because I edit these episodes and I say zombie apocalypse a lot. So I was trying to change it up.
Zombie outbreak?
Outbreak. I'm going to use that one more.
And then another one you got to use is plague.
Plague sounds like they die and they don't come back. Coming back to me makes it not a plague anymore.
Interesting.
That's just how I connect it in my mind.
So when I see the idea of Los Angeles, I visualize it in my mind's eye. Los Angeles falling. I think that's where it is most critical, at least at the beginning stages, to fortify and stay put. You're not going to get out.
Do you think we could fortify this building that we're in?
I think it's fairly well fortified. I think there are some flaws that could be reinforced, but I think it's fairly well fortified. Unless we're massively infiltrated inside, I think we'll do okay.
Here's what I hate about humans. In a situation, in a zombie outbreak, when we're put in that situation where we're trying to fortify this building, we're trying to keep everybody safe inside, I see it. I've met our neighbors. There's going to be somebody who is just like, I want out, and ripping down defenses. Some cliche, stupid human in a zombie movie.
I think you're right.
That makes everybody else at risk.
I think you're right, but that's why
we just kill him.
I think we're smarter than that, right? There's a way that you can allow people out without allowing zombies in. If you go to Max Brooks's Zombie Survival Guide, he lays it out cleanly. You break down the stairwells that can be broken. You barricade the ones that they can't be broken. So that way you can always do a ladder to allow people out.
Or parkour.
I mean, if someone can do that, they can do it without your help, right? They could even get up without your help. But in that scenario, it's a possibility that somebody says, I want out of here. Sure, we get you out. No problem. We can even let you back in, but not if you're bringing a whole horde with you. Sorry. You got to lose them before you come back here, because we're not going to just, risk everybody for your sake because you realize after you're gone that you've made a mistake. And I think that's where all of these movies always do this this universe where zombies don't exist, that nobody's ever seen a zombie movie. It's just true. Nothing.
That's true.
Zombieland's a little different.
I was going to say, does this one necessarily... this one acknowledges a knowledge of zombies?
I would say so. I think it's
There's
later.
World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft has zombies and necromancy.
That's right. He was playing World of Warcraft when his neighbor came banging on the door.
406?
Was it?
I think so. Maybe it wasn't 4. I don't know.
It was something like that. She was yelling his apartment number. Oh, poor simp, man. He thought like that was his chance.
I wouldn't call him a simp.
Really?
I would say not a simp. I don't know. I don't think I would go as far as to say simp. I think there's a different word for him.
Well, he's at least a sap.
A what?
A sap. He's a poor sap. He just soaked up that attention while he could because he never got it before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? He was willing to accept
Is
any
that what
kind
that
of
is?
attention. Yeah, it's like
I've never heard that term used before.
I would use it in the case of, okay, so there's a guy who wants to date a girl, and then he finds out that she doesn't want to date him, and he's like, well, but can we still be friends? Like,
he says that?
Yeah. Like, he just wants any kind of attention that she's willing to give him.
No.
That's a poor sap. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Snap out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Who do you relate with the most in this movie?
Oh my God. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. I didn't consider that as an answer, but I guess you got me back for that liquor comment. I would have said before that I related a lot with Columbus.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I relate with him anymore. I think I relate in the physical aspect, especially when they're leaving Bill Murray's mansion and he gets on the motorcycle and he thinks he could do it and then immediately crashes into a hedge. That's me. I can see that in me, but the personality, I just don't think that's me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't relate with anybody else because I think the girls suck.
I think I can see what you mean because in a lot of ways, okay, if you put me in Tallahassee's position and I've lost my entire family where, Columbus thinks he lost his dog and doesn't realize till they're in the mansion, till they're in Bill Murray's mansion that it's his son.
Does that scene make you cry?
That makes me sad. That made me really sad. But then they kill it.
That makes me want to cry.
The writers kill it instantly. You start feeling something, and then all of a sudden he's dabbing his tears with $100 bills.
Yeah.
And it snaps you right out of it. It wasn't Monopoly money. It was real.
It was? I thought it was Monopoly. Well, it was
real
Bill Murray's
hundreds.
mansion. I could see that, yeah.
But it was, there's no use for money, right? And I think that's like the reality of it.
Unless it's Dead Island.
Unless it's Dead Island. You still use money in Dead Island.
Yeah.
I also wonder this. Do you think that there's going to be anybody stupid enough to keep using money?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Like paper currency, not gold. I think gold, silver, diamonds, rubies. There's something that everybody will use those for something.
I'll tell you who. Not all, but social media influencers who just got lucky off of looks or something and really have nothing going on up there. There's a bit out there. They're going to be the ones who are like, I'll pay you. And like,
pay what? Me what?
What are you going to pay me? And they're like, all this money. You're like, no, different world.
And that's where, like, I've always said this, right? Tobacco, drugs, all kinds of drugs too, guys. I'm not just talking about illegal kinds, but I'm not excluding illegal kinds. All kinds of drugs, prescription medication, penicillin, asthma inhalers, all of this kind of stuff is going to be so critical and crucial for trade. Also, alcohol. Then there was something that somebody's brought up recently that I've seen in our TikTok feed. Instant coffee. Man, I never even thought of that. It's so cheap. And you know what? That's something that we can buy, have it on the shelf. We'll never use it. And it will never go bad, right?
Yeah.
Something that I encouraged, you guys may have seen in one of the posts I did, using the bit-by-bit approach when you stock up your preparation supply. Dry goods. You can buy bulk dry goods, and you don't have to worry about it. If you don't touch the bag, they won't go bad for years. 25 years, I think it is. So
that long? It's 25 years?
For certain foods.
That's crazy.
Your canned goods is 5 years.
Time. That's crazy. I mean, what's the expiration date on a Twinkie? Can we look that up?
Non-existent. A Twinkie will never go bad. What? You know what else will never go bad?
Was Tallahassee wrong? Are you saying Tallahassee was wrong?
I don't think it'll ever go bad.
Because Tallahassee said, believe it or not, Twinkies have an expiration date.
Oh, they may have an expiration date, but it'll be something like...
Twinkie lifespan?
Shelf life.
Lifespan came up.
Oh my God.
There's people like me.
Well, that's scary. What is the lifespan of a Twinkie?
So this is from Business Insider. Despite all the myths, Twinkies really only have a shelf life of 25 days.
What?
According
Wait, is
to
that
most
once they're
sources,
opened?
including Teresa Cogswell, the self-proclaimed ... I have to click on it to go any further.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, this is from Food and Wine. Super trustworthy. Jumping in halfway through a sentence. ... Up shop in 2012, Twinkies reportedly lasted for 26 days, but when the company came back less than a year later, their lifespans had been extended to 45 days.
But see, I wonder what does that mean once they're opened, or that's just their lifespan?
Okay, let's look up Hostess Twinkie. Hostess Twinkie lifespan. I don't know. Apparently it's not that long. The spruceeats.com says Twinkies do in fact contain real food. They are truly baked, and the official shelf life is a mere 25 days. After this time, let's see what happens. I've definitely eaten a Twinkie older than 25 days. These Twinkies were for sure older than 25 days.
What have we fucking devolved into?
Wait, no, this is important. This is important. Okay, here it is. After this time, the Twinkie will continue to exist, but will diminish greatly in taste and texture.
Wow.
It is true that 25 days is a considerably longer shelf life than most baked goods, but this is achieved by avoiding the use of dairy products and the airtight cellophane wrapper. But not as long as we would think.
That's surprising. Far more surprising. Well, is it more surprising? No, maybe not. I was surprised, I'm not anymore, to find out that people have done experiments with McDonald's burgers.
Yeah, that's real gross.
Isn't it?
Okay, those at least look like they go bad after some time. Their fries never stop looking the exact same. That is terrifying.
Here it's Serious Eats. Long story short, McDonald's burgers don't rot because they dry out. That's it. If you think a McDonald's burger that doesn't rot is unnatural and gross, you should also count saltine crackers, beef jerky, hardtack, croutons, dried beans, or pretty much any nutrient-rich shelf life. No, I'm sorry, because dried beans are not cooked. Beef jerky is cooked and removes all of the moisture out of it. Saltine crackers have all of the moisture removed out of it from baking.
Okay, I was going to say, I love
Burgers
saltine crackers.
are not supposed to have an indefinite shelf life.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You did not persuade me by saying, nah, just compare a burger with bread, lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, pickles, allegedly beef, and that, oh no, it doesn't rot because it dries out just like a beef jerky. No. Beef jerky is dried out through a process.
Yeah, not just being left out.
Wow.
That's gross. I just had McDonald's today.
I can't, I haven't been able to eat McDonald's, but I'll tell you this. Somebody on Dr. Gundry's diet. I only know a little bit about it, but it's like,
I don't know. I know nothing about it.
It's basically the very similar to the Atkins diet, very similar to the what's the latest fad, keto. A lot of it has to do with don't eat grains, right? The grains are bad for you.
No more bread?
Grains turn into sugar to an extent, fine. But I think he goes far to the outside on all of the extent, right? So when I talk to these people about prepping, I'm like, you got to get your flour, because you store flour in an airtight container and in a cool, dry place, it will last indefinitely. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they tell me like, oh no, man, flour, that's bad. Grains. I'm like, dude, look, if an apocalypse occurs, trust me, you're still not going to live long enough to die a slow death of cancer. Like,
yeah,
life expectancy's cut.
To be fair, are they considering it being a zombie situation? Or
maybe not a zombie, but any apocalyptic situation?
I guess that's
you just
true.
say a major catastrophic governmental shift, or let one of the crazy, wild, out there thoughts is a shifting of the poles, right?
Oh yeah,
it is said that up to 90% of the population of the Earth will be wiped out with something like that.
Wow.
And so
imagine surviving that.
And that's what I said. If you survive that and you go to eating grains, trust me, you don't have doctors. You don't have fresh water, clean, potable water. You don't have all of these medical marvels that we have today. So your life expectancy is cut massively short, okay? There's a reason why back in the 1500s, the life expectancy of a man was in his mid 30s, late 40s, or mid to early 40s.
I was just thinking about that. It's not necessarily going back to the Stone Age. That's what I was going to say, is it takes us back to the Stone Age if something like that were to happen. But not really, because the technology is still on the earth. A lot of it is probably destroyed, but like you think like cast iron pans, dressers, electronic components. There's got to be salvageable stuff out there. A good guitar. There's things out there, so you're like set back to the Stone Age, but there's loot drops everywhere.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say Stone Age, but where that analogy is so it's so important is having the technology, but having so few people who can either use it, repair it, or build it.
I'm thinking like if 90% of the population is wiped, I assume the other 10% aren't just like, whoa, what happened? I assume they're also nearly wiped.
But what do you mean by that? Because, like, for instance, we have all of this technology. You have a computer, right? You know how to use that computer. You don't know how to build it. You don't necessarily know how to repair it. But then there's even more beyond that. Do you know how the electric grid works?
Okay, hang on. I'm not talking about, like, playing video games with people.
No, I'm talking about utilizing the technology that exists.
Yeah, but I mean, the potential is out there. You come together, you find a small civilization, right? That's the goal.
No, I get it.
You find a small group, and there happens to be an engineer, and you're like, hey, I found this computer.
I mean, dude, now you're going down the Dead Island route.
Yeah, but that's a reality. Let's say, the engineer from the other place. You know the guy I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He could do a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
If we supplied him with a computer with some electronic components, maybe he could make something useful.
Well, yeah, but no, that's why
you're going real improv, real scrapped together, like hillbilly stuff.
Yeah, but that's why I brought up the fact that while you have certain things that you could do, you don't have the grid. The grid's gone. So what's
generators?
That lasts for how long?
Okay, but that's the point. The technology is there. It's not flawless anymore. Like it is today. Not
only not flawless, but I mean, you got to have an understanding of generators. Okay, the generator at the other place over there, to make it run, it is 5 gallons of diesel per hour.
Okay, I did not know that.
So then
that is a lot.
The fuel's going to run out because nobody's out there refining fuel.
Okay, I divert to solar panels.
Solar panels are massively inefficient.
But
it'll work for some things. It will work for some things.
What I'm saying though is like the potential is there. The technology exists already. It's not like the Stone Age where you say solar panel and someone's like, "What are you? What is
right?
What?"
Well, I get your point. I get your point there.
And there are people who can utilize it, who would know how to do it, who could make makeshift small solar panels to attach to one device, like they kind of do with lights. There's certain lights out in the city that are powered by a solar panel. It may not work all the time because you're
cloudy day,
sun, yeah. But the fact that you can have that at all,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. Now we're talking about a very specific event where the event that I brought up, the changing of the poles, guarantee you the solar flares would destroy every single electronic component.
Yeah, in that particular
situation. So not just having the technology, but being able to fix it and make it usable, and then be able to use stuff like solar panels that aren't destroyed. But now let's go outside of that. You've got major wars. You're absolutely right, because sooner or later, the grid is going to be built back up and electronic components still exist. So I think that's a much more, I hate to say it this way, I think that's a much more likely scenario. If we were to be trapped in a scenario where everything is wiped out around us, the analogy holds true. It will be like being set back into the Stone Age. But then your point is valid that everything still exists.
So where does that set us?
That in it, well,
If we had
in
to,
a zombie apocalypse.
oh yes, so it's a zombie apocalypse. A zombie apocalypse has just happened. Damn it, I said it twice now. I hate it. I don't say that word right. I feel like I say it wrong, and I hear myself say it over and over. And it
What's
bugs
that?
me.
Apocalypse?
Yes, that one.
The apocalypse.
The outbreak.
I think apocalypse is just fine.
I don't know. I'm learning. I think I have a slight, very, very small speech impediment that I notice a lot.
Well, I got something funny to tell you. So, the American Heritage Dictionary, the apocalypse is defined as the Book of Revelation. Number 2, any number of anonymous Jewish or Christian texts from around the 2nd century BC to the 2nd century AD, containing prophetic or symbolic visions, especially of the imminent destruction of the world and the salvation of the righteous. I'm confused about the anonymous part, because the Book of Revelation isn't anonymous. It's John's revelation. Where do they get that? And then number 3, which is the best, the end of the world, especially as described in one of these texts. The test of a true prophet is that 100% of what they say comes true. I don't think I'm a true prophet.
I sure as hell know I'm not. I haven't won the lottery.
But have you ever prophesied it?
I guess that's true. I've never made it a ritual. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong.
You're not making it a ritual.
Shit. That's what I've been doing wrong this whole time.
Okay, so I like
religious
Merriam-Webster, which in our conversations, an apocalypse is simply defined as
The end of
a
the world.
great disaster.
Oh.
An environmental apocalypse. I think a zombie apocalypse would qualify as an environmental apocalypse.
I guess you could argue humans are part of the environment. I think that's fair to say. Wow. I just love sailing through the cosmos on my spaceship. Oh, look over there. It's a family of aliens. Hi. Oh, I wonder where they're off to in such a rush. Oh, my. That guy must be going close to light speed. Why is everyone in such a rush? Oh, no. No. It's another banger song from Erik Salas. I don't want to listen to it on repeat for the next 2 weeks. Please. It's too good. No! Ah!
So it's the United States of Zombieland. I love that. I love all of the beginning of this movie for that reason, because it was ludicrous. It was insane. I got to say something, because we're talking about...
Ludicrous? What?
It's ludicrous.
Who?
The movie scenes. The movie scenes are ludicrous.
Wait, what are you saying?
Do you know that ludicrous is not just a person? Ludicrous is a word.
Oh! I knew... I knew ludicrous was a word, but I didn't think of it in that moment. I immediately associated the person, and I was like, he wasn't in this movie. Oh my God. I thought that you thought Luda was in this movie. And
it's
I know it's a word. I know.
Amusing or
I know.
laughable through obvious absurdity, incongruity, exaggeration, or eccentricity.
I knew it was a word, I swear. I just didn't associate it.
That was just way too good right now.
No.
That was just way too good. So we were talking about the fuel problem, right? For a generator.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big generator. And then there's other ways that you can do it. If you have like a propane generator and you have a large propane tank on your property, you can probably make that last for a very long time if you plan properly. Okay.
Yeah. That comes down to resource management.
And also natural. It's usually, if you have a propane generator, you can it's a dual generator that can also run on natural gas. So that's pretty cool. But now, to bring up the absurdity and ludicrousness.
Luda's in this movie?
Luda! Of the beginning of this movie. Well, it's not so much the beginning, but it's when you're barely meeting Tallahassee, right? What does he do when they stop, when they got robbed of their car? He goes and gets the biggest, most
Yep.
fuel guzzling beast of a car that it just makes me laugh because I'm like, well, I get it, but I don't get it.
There's pros and cons.
There are.
You got to make a pro con list. Pro, you can smash through cars and you can smash through zombies.
Smash through zombies.
Cons, you're gonna have to rely on a lot of gas tanks. So you're gonna have to have like gas containers in your.
Is that or is that
trunk.
not? I mean,
It's super inefficient, but you just gotta hope you find a jackpot. You gotta hope you find you have a lot of cans and you find a station that hasn't been touched.
Well, I guess that's another pro is that vehicle is capable of carrying a lot of gas cans.
Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to get that far. You might not be able to fit through tighter spaces.
Yeah.
You can't ram through a whole highway of cars.
And you're risking being bitten every single time you have to get out to refuel it.
I guess pros for, let's go far other end. Let's go Prius.
Oh my God. I mean, the pros are you really can virtually get across the country on it.
It's crazy.
It's not really. I understand.
I want a Prius.
It's what is it? 3,000 miles across the country?
I'm sorry, but Priuses get like 300 to 400 miles per tank. It is wild.
Is it really?
It is some absurd amount. Fact check me on that. I think Priuses can go a really long time without refueling.
Well, these are some strange readings I'm seeing here.
I guess I could look it up too.
It doesn't look nearly as good as I thought it was going to be. Why?
Prius.
57 miles per gallon. That was like, I don't know if you know, there was like a car back in the day. I don't know if you've ever heard about it. It's an old one. A Geo Metro. And if I'm remembering that car right, it was a 3-cylinder engine. Basically, it was a powerful lawnmower engine. But it went 50 miles to the gallon, and that was in the 90s.
What?
Yeah.
50 miles to the gallon? That's insane.
Yeah.
In the 90s? Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Fact check yourself on that one.
1989 through 1987.
ToyotaPaloAlto.com says, when using gas, the 2021 Prius can receive 58 miles per gallon in the city and 53 miles per gallon on the highway. This means that the 2021 Toyota Prius can travel roughly 655.4 miles in the city and 598.9 miles on the highway.
Wow.
So, yeah, they get absurd amounts of mileage.
So the Geo Metro had a 1-liter engine. This is such a tiny little thing. It's hilarious. And it only had 70 horsepower. Oh, it was 4-cylinder, inline 4, but it offered 70 horsepower.
Is that a lot?
No.
Oh, wow, that's so little. I definitely know about horsepower.
Yeah, it was pretty pathetic. Oh, it was 42 miles to the gallon.
That's still impressive
In
my mind. In the 90s?
In the 90s.
That's impressive in my mind. Here's an example of human ingenuity that I think would definitely happen more in an outbreak. I checked out the website. This is from ChicagoTribune.com. Prius gets 100 miles per gallon. I checked out the website. This is like halfway through the article. I checked out the website to learn that 2 guys modified their own Prius with a battery pack to achieve 100 miles per gallon. Pretty impressive.
Well, what do you think about those
Cool story.
stories that they said people are straight being killed for coming up with cars that run on water?
Okay. When you think about the Tesla coil,
I mean, look.
free energy
Exactly.
exists. They could make a giant Tesla coil that could help power the city at least, but that's not very profitable.
Well, it's not profitable at all, and there are some other risks to electricity flying through the air.
I suppose so, but we could definitely figure it out.
You would think they would have since he created it.
Yeah, but no. So because of that, I believe that.
And if you ever want to see, go up to the Griffith Observatory, and they have a working Tesla coil.
Tesla coils are dope.
It's pretty interesting.
We could make one. We should make one. We should make one for a TikTok video.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be dope.
The other thing you might find out at some point or another that I'm a real fucking crazy pyro. So I can't wait to start a fire in all kinds of different ways. Now, I will do it in a safe way, guys. I'm not going to...
I won't. I will.
I'm not going to set a fire in a city or in an urban area, but we'll do it in a nice fire pit.
Well, I wasn't going to do that. I was just thinking maybe the bathroom.
I'm not going to do that. We have fire alarms in here.
You know, I have a confession.
Huh.
This wasn't when I lived with you. Don't worry. When I was very young and I lived with my mom, there was one time where I fastened little toilet paper parachutes for my army men, and their plane went down in flames. So their parachutes also went down in flames into the toilet.
Oh my God. That's pretty good.
And that could have been a really bad situation.
That's pretty good.
I like to think that as irresponsible as I can be, I am always thinking about safety in some way.
Oh, look, back when I was just 12 years old, I was already going camping. And that's where I think I've told you before, I don't have a problem with gutting fish, but I've never hunted, and I've gonna have to do it. I'm going to have to do it because I need to learn how to dress an animal. But I can catch a fish and gut it, no problem, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest bit.
We could maybe find a time to go out and have someone teach us and film it.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be sick.
Really cool. Because the dressing, now, if you don't know what you're doing and you come across a bison or a deer, you'll waste all of that meat. Because
that's even if you can kill it, though. That's the thing. Like, I'm
pretty sure I'd be able to kill it.
I think, if you're using a gun, for sure. I think so. But I also think, like, the woods, I don't think people realize how dangerous the woods actually is. When I was in Alaska, we got really close to a big moose, and moose are scary.
They're bigger than trucks. They're large trucks. They're taller.
Yeah, and if you've seen like a Canadian, I think it's an elk. I think that's the particular type. Mm-hmm. They are like 9 feet tall.
Wow.
They charge through snow at like 35 miles an hour.
Now, there's a video that circulated TikTok that blew me away with the moose running through chest high.
That's the one.
Oh my goodness.
That's terrifying. Not to mention those horns coming at you 35 miles an hour, you're dead. Or those antlers, you're done.
That was the thing that I thought about when I saw that moose running through the snow like that, and all of the people are walking in the opposite direction. So the moose is running away, runs right past them. And my question was, what is it running away from that you're walking toward? Like, if that thing's running, why are you going that way?
You're really hoping that he's just going for a stroll.
He's like, I'm going home, bitches.
He's gone.
Grizzly bears. Now, here's a tip that I was told, and I do not dare to challenge this tip. So if somebody knows better, I would love to hear it. But the tip that I was given was, if you can't cover the bear with your thumb, so you put your thumb up to the bear in the distance, and if you can't cover it entirely, you are too close.
You know what's so funny about that? That's also how you test how close you are for a nuclear blast.
No way. Where'd you hear that one from?
I went on a deep dive on nuclear stuff. This guy, Kyle Hill, on YouTube. You should totally check him out. He covers a lot of radiation poisonings and like outbreaks that have happened in different parts of the world. He talks about Chernobyl. He talks about Hiroshima and Nagasaki and why it's still habitable today. And it's because it was an air blast and not a land blast.
Yep.
So I learned a bunch about that, but that was one of those tidbits that he said, is that if you can't cover the blast with your thumb, you're too close and you're probably going to suffer some radiation. That's why in the Fallout games, the main character is holding his thumb out.
That's hilarious.
And I think he winks to that. He's winking, but he's testing if he's close enough or if he's far enough from the blast.
Oh, our proximity to downtown.
Too close.
That's where they would bomb.
Yeah, I thought about that. I've definitely done that. I have a, not to brag, but I have a pretty damn good view of Los Angeles. And It is definitely closer than my thumb covering it away.
Yeah, I don't even think you can cover one building with your thumb.
No. So
I believe as the crow flies, by the way, we're only 6 miles away.
I don't know. I would want to look into that because I don't know if a nuke was dropped in the center of Los Angeles. Are we immediately dead with, like, if it lands? So I think a ground explosion, yes. A ground explosion, 1000%.
Air explosions are
We're all
worse.
dead. Air bursts are bad, but the thing about air bursts is that a lot of people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they died. A lot of people died right away. But the vast majority of people who died after. And they died because what happens in an air blast is it blows up and I don't know what they are. What hurts you? Oh, the radiation. It basically ricochets off the ground. And then a lot of people end up dying from, if you don't die from the initial blast, then you die
From the radiation.
because you're exposed to way too much
Right.
in one point. So my question is, are we far enough that the radiation would be like damaging but not lethal?
As I understand the circles of the blast, we're so close that we would theoretically be dead in the initial blast.
It really extends. The initial blast will have a kill
We're
radius
only
of
6
6 miles.
I think it's something like 15 miles. Let's look that up.
I think I thought it was like 2 miles, and then like you would probably die from radiation as a much larger circle.
Damage zones after a nuclear detonation.
What was that first graph?
The first graph shows damage zones for hypothetical 0.1, 1.0, and 10 kiloton nuclear explosions.
Let's say the biggest one.
The 10. So the severe damage zone is in the center.
How big is that?
That is only a 2 mile diameter.
Okay, cool.
Then the next one,
You're gonna die from radiation for sure.
It's not much further.
It's 4 miles, right?
But it's about 3.5. It looks like. Now they're not giving us an exact measurement here, so I
assume conditions vary slightly, but so I think we would be exposed to a lot of radiation, but
I
don't know if we would be in lethal distance.
No, actually, all of the propaganda had me fooled. If HHS.gov is telling us the truth, we are in what would be called the light damage zone. Damage is caused by shocks similar to those produced by thunderclap or a sonic boom.
Oh yeah,
but
that'd
with
be
much
wild.
more force. Although some windows may be broken over 10 miles, 16 kilometers away, the injury associated with flying glass will generally occur at overpressure above 0.5 psi. This damage may correspond to a distance of about 3 miles from ground zero for a 10 kiloton nuclear explosion. The damage in this area will be highly variable as shock waves rebound multiple times off of buildings, the terrain, and even the atmosphere. So the moderate zone is about 1 mile. So now they're going radius. The one I was telling you before was in diameter. So from the center, it goes out in all directions. So 1 mile radius from the
2 mile
from the center
diameter.
It's a moderate damage zone. And then the severe damage zone, this is what we were talking about, that instant death, that's about a half-mile radius.
That's actually not as big as I thought it was.
And that's for a 10 kiloton.
And that's for an air blast?
That's for, you know what it didn't say? That one didn't say because it's just
because if
telling us
that's a ground blast, that's even more surprising.
Yeah, it doesn't say on here. But take a look at that. I mean, it's pretty cool. Radiation Emergency Medical Management found at hhs.gov.
So basically, we're safe?
I think we are, man. I was so convinced by all of the propaganda that we are so close to LA that we would be annihilated. I think we would probably be, I don't think that this is entirely accurate and that we would have no radiation.
I think we would, we might have like a radiation burn, but I don't think it would be anything, even worth going to the hospital for.
I don't.
Maybe just to get checked.
There would be no hospitals available. You know the amount of people living in downtown LA. How many hospitals would be over flooded?
They would have to do like tent
And
hospitals
it
and
would
stuff.
all be
Yeah.
away where the damage was
Yeah.
less severe.
It'd be like all these lesser populated,
So
like
they would probably tell us,
La Cañada.
unless you're suffering a medical emergency, don't show up.
Man, that's kind of crazy to think about. You know what? You guys should let us know if you're screwed if a nuke were to be dropped on your major city.
Are you in one of the major cities? I think the most common, and I will look that up too because that would be interesting to know. The most likely cities to be bombed, I know, are Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and New York. And then I'd like to know what above there. I think San Francisco also rated in the list.
Yeah. Do you think Seattle would?
I don't know. Let's take a look. What do we want to go with? Do we want to go with independent.co.uk? Let's see what the
Brits have to say.
see what the Brits have to say. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, so the ones that do make sense are Montana.
Why Montana?
Well, because Montana has, I believe that's the area that we have nuclear silos.
Oh, that is hilarious. Okay.
So that's like one of the areas that they would be most likely to bomb. But then, okay, Erwin Redliner at Columbia University specializes in disaster preparedness and notes that there are 6 cities in the U.S. that are more likely to be targeted in a nuclear attack: New York, Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C.
Houston. That's an interesting one.
So if anybody's in those areas, tell us how close are you to the epicenter, to the center of the city, because that's where they would most likely target. And the they in our scenario is most likely either North Korea, Russia, or China.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think zombies would ever be a real threat.
I agree, because...
Whoa, I'll get my kukuri.
Wait. I think he's saying something.
Zombies don't talk.
Just wait a sec. What was that?
You need a loan? What, are you going to buy a house?
What do you need a loan for?
I think he wants to buy a home. Don't we know someone who can help him with that?
Yeah, we do. Have you heard of Corinne Salas at Next Home Grandview in Glendale, California?
She can help you get moved into your forever home now.
Your eternal resting place, if you will. Or forever home. That works. Don't miss the opportunity of a lifetime like this guy. Call Corinne today at 714-510-6443. You can also find her on Instagram at Next Home by Corinne, or visit her website at corinnesalas.nexthomegrandview.com. That's CORINNESALAS.nexthomegrandview.com.
Not food. I think everybody gives the credit to Mike Tyson for saying this. I don't know who actually said it, but I love the quote. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, you're being punched in the face as a country if you get nuked, right? And so we have a plan, right? We have a plan. We have emergency stores. We have water, food, batteries. We have prescription medicine. We could hunker down and we can stay put for a while. But how likely is that really going to be? That's why I love the idea of bringing the zombie apocalypse. Because number one, this is nothing to be worried about. Now, there are real life scenarios that you should take caution. You should be ready. But the zombie apocalypse is great because you have random people who are trying to kill you. If people are starving, if they're dying of thirst, dying without medicine, how likely are they to just take you with them? You know, I'm not saying that their thinking is rational. I'm just saying it's lashing out.
People are irrational.
When I get hungry, I lash out. Oh my God, am I an awful human being when I'm hungry? Also, when you're sick.
I get very tired when I'm hungry and when I'm sick. And I don't get a mean tired. I just get I'm just trying to get through the day. Like, I'm not saying anything. I'm willing to take a nap in a booth at that point. Even when I'm hungry, like, I'm willing just to sleep. It took me...
That's so strange to me.
Yeah, you know, it's... Okay, this is such a weird thing that I don't think... I've never met anybody else who can relate to this. It took me a long time to realize when I was tired because I was hungry. because to me, I just thought of it as I'm tired. So I would just go to sleep. It was embarrassing when I learned this, like when I figured this out about my own body, that I was getting so tired and I wanted to take a nap because I had no energy. I had no food for my body to use. So yeah, that was, I've never, I don't think I've met anybody else who can relate to that.
I really can't. I get, okay. I have met some people. I was never that person, but I was really blessed. I really was, because in the darkest times financially of my family's lifespan, we were really poor, really, really, really poor at one time. And I was so blessed that we had a friend down the street, my best friend, who had fruit trees all in their backyard. And they would, I remember one time they said, take some fruit to your family. And I grabbed like an armful. And she was like, no. And she grabbed, my friend's mom grabbed plastic bags, like grocery bags, and filled the bag up.
Aww.
And I'm walking home with these bags, huge bags. And thankfully it was literally right down the road. So I walk back home and bring all of this fruit out. I'm telling you, poor, we were living on Spam, on potted meat, on Vienna sausages, things that I hate now.
Ooh, Vienna sausages. Okay. All the other stuff, I've actually heard Spam is really good.
Only if you could cook it right.
Vienna sausages, it's the gooey, slimy, I can't, those just look so not real.
Yeah, there was a time that things were really rough. And I remember we used to go to that backyard, and I have never, to this day, I have never had a plum as good as this homegrown tree. It was a nice big tree. We used to climb this sucker. It was huge. And this thing would put out hundreds of plums. But thankfully there were grapefruits, there were oranges, there were plums, there were apricots, there were nectarines, there were cherries. So they had so many different fruit in their backyard. So
that is crazy. They have a whole fruit bowl in their backyard.
I wasn't sick of any type of fruit. But man, I lived on fruit for that whole time.
That's crazy. So you say you've never had a plum quite the same.
Never.
I think how you were feeling in that moment, like the experience of it, plays a lot into your memory of how it tasted. Like, my point being, it could be just a completely average plum, but because it was like going through such a hard time, and
you may be right.
That's kind of how I feel about Tallahassee. And his Twinkies.
With his damn Twinkies.
I think it was just it was a way to taste when times were good, when times were before Zombieland. You can remember it through like smells and stuff, but there's not a lot of situations where you can remember it through taste.
I think you're right. I think there's an element that you have there where he wants this Twinkie, and it makes no sense, right? He was
willing to go through irrational or illogical situations to get there, but that's what added to the comedy of the movie.
Of course. I guess if you take it from the viewpoint of, let's look at it as you're looking through somebody's perspective, Columbus's perspective.
So tell that, because when you said that to me, it like changed the way I saw the movie. Do you remember what you told me?
What I was explaining to you is I think a lot of the ludicrousness of Luda, I think a lot of the absurdity of this movie is answerable if you say, I hate to say this way, take an average zombie apocalypse, but then look through the perspective of one person.
The average everyday one.
The average everyday zombie apocalypse.
Just your typical outbreak.
Thursday.
Yeah.
But this guy has his particular viewpoint, and he has his perspective, and he's telling you this story, which I think the way I like to look at it as maybe there's some exaggeration and some license in retelling the stories, which I love to think of that with the characters, right? You look at Tallahassee, how crazy he was. You brought up the point because how ridiculous is it that when he's retelling the story, they're going through that Pacific what was that
Pacific
amusement park?
Playland?
Pacific Playland. And he's like sniping the zombies standing on the side of the roller coaster.
Yeah, like on the maintenance platform.
How would they even be there?
So there's one zombie on each platform that's standing still perfectly. But you said the movie is told as if Columbus is retelling the story.
Right.
And that like turned a key in my brain, and I was like, "Oh my god, it all makes sense." Of course, Tallahassee was doing target practice on the roller coaster, and the girls got stuck at the top.
And then at the end, when Tallahassee locked himself in that booth,
in the cage, yeah,
and he's blasting all of them, and he comes out unscathed.
There's a few shots that I think are so funny where he has 2 pistols and he's like shooting all the zombies. Every once in a while, you'll see him like aim behind him and just shoot a stuffed animal.
What I liked the best was when he turned around and he reloaded them by just slamming the guns onto the clips.
That was so badass.
It was.
That wasn't even funny. That was just cool.
But I think that's how Columbus saw Tallahassee and how he's telling you how they survived this.
And then he exaggerates how he killed the clown for sure at the end.
And I would love if I was given some license to do something, I would remake this in a very short film that would show it was like 3 zombies that Tallahassee
The real
killed.
Events of Zombieland.
The real events of Pacific Playland, right? I would do something
so
fun
funny.
like that. And it's like
He gets surrounded by like 5 zombies.
That's
and
it.
He has to kill him through a cage.
And he shoots the 5 zombies
And then he does the epic reload after they're all dead.
and misses.
Has to reset them up and do it. Oh wait, we should make this.
We should. It would be hilarious.
Give us money and we'll make it.
Just give us money. We're not begging or anything.
No, for sure not. No, this is investing.
Invest in our ideas.
They're here.
Who?
The zombies.
I thought the gate would stop them.
They knocked it down instantly.
How much time do we have?
They're already here.
We should have bought that beautiful Los Angeles dream house in that safe neighborhood that Corinne showed us.
I know, it was so much more defensible, and Corinne would have had us moved in before the apocalypse.
Do you think it's too late to call her now?
I'll try.
No!
We should have called Corinne sooner!
Don't wait until it's too late. Call Corinne Salas today at 714-510-6443 and buy your Los Angeles dream house now. That's 714-510-6443. You can also find her on Instagram at Next Home by Corinne or visit her website at corinnesalas.nexthomegrandview.com. That's CORINNESALAS.nexthomegrandview.com. In our Zombieland expedition, my best advice, don't kill Bill Murray.
Don't kill Bill Murray. You know, my next pick is Zombieland 2.
Okay.
Unless you want it to be your pick, and then we could do that, because I'm telling you, I want to make some jokes, but I don't want to ruin it for you.
All right. Well, I don't know, but I love spoilers, so.
Bill Murray's a badass, and he continues to be in the second movie.
Oh my God. How? What?
I can't tell you anymore.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you.
All right.
We got to watch it.
I did have quite the blast when Emma Stone's character laughed. I was like, I'm sorry. He just
gets me. But it's very sad. Very sad.
All right. Well, I think definitely you got to go watch Zombieland. And I think
Whoa, hang on. This is my episode. I got to do the outro.
Oh, you'll do the outro.
So I think you guys should go watch Zombieland. I was just going to... Hang on. Go ahead.
I think that you'll find that if you can get past the initial outbreak and you're in
hang on. And I think that you'll find that if you can get... That was a lot. If you could get through the initial outbreak... Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
You'll survive.
You'll survive. Okay, thanks. Line.
That's it. You got it.
That's it. Hey, who wrote that on the teleprompter?
I told you, if you write it on the teleprompter, Erik will read it. Well, what else would you have to say about Zombieland?
I don't know. What else do I have to say about Zombieland?
The rules are good.
I do think the rules are good, and I think it gets even better in the second movie.
All right.
So I think we just have to get to the second movie. I think that's our goal.
All right, we'll get to the second movie and see. I do believe that you survive. We both survive Zombieland. If that neurotic IBS fuck can survive that long, you can survive that long.
What did Columbus do to you?
I'm just saying, man. He's got a lot of problems. He was a
does.
germaphobe. He had IBS. He was, sad but going for him. And
What a time. I feel like in this one we really didn't talk about Zombieland that much, but I enjoyed that. So let us know if you guys liked that.
we're not a review.
I'm trying to stay
movie
away
review.
from it. So I'm glad we went on a bunch of other tangents.
But we do like to talk about survivalist techniques, and we talked a lot about the surviving a nuclear blast. Eventually, I'd like to get into things like how to start fires. If you're stuck without
we should do that in the bathroom.
a lighter, if you're stuck without, if you have wet food or wet wood.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it in the bathroom.
We should do it in the bathroom.
No.
It's completely safe.
No.
We have a fire extinguisher.
Guys, don't light fires in your bathrooms.
I'm just going to cut out the don't.
Do not listen.
I'm just going to edit out the don't. You just got clipped. Get baited.
He's the worst.
Editor, put in Alex saying light fires in the bathroom.
Light fires in your bathrooms. Don't be like Erik. Don't light fires in the bathroom.
I'm glad you think you should be like me. That's cool.
Don't do it.
All right, guys. Go watch Zombieland if you haven't. It's been out for a while. It's a pretty good movie. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya. Be like Erik.